Let me tell you a little bit about myself. This is my resume. Give you a reason why to spend some time here with UMI Connections. Well, I'm going to look down and read a little bit. But I started out as an administrative assistant. I was a stay-at-home mom for 8 years, and then I kind of decided to jump into the workspace as a temp. So I got in as an administrative assistant and worked hard, and because I'm just naturally curious, and I just believe in people and the things that they're doing are kind of interesting. And so, what could I possibly do to add value to this environment? So, from an administrative assistant, because of my work ethic and probably a little bit of enthusiasm, I was recruited to be a director of business development and um, fundraising. So I got into that field and really was a data manager. So I learned on Oracle and learned how to manage a database and pull data. But again, curiosity is what has helped really to kind of fuel my passion and keep me kind of current and relevant in the field. So I spent a lot of time studying, um, being responsive, adaptive, and learned the system. From that, through a series of events, I ended up moving from there to radio. And radio was all about sales and getting comfortable with speaking to people you don't know and kind of moving into places where you're creating community activity around causes and things that would add value to the community. So really for me, it wasn't about selling advertising. It was about connecting the dots between the product or the event and the people and their needs. So I found that that was what I really did well. Didn't like sales, so didn't stay with it, and ended up moving over to Krispy Kreme. Krispy Kreme was a great job, and honestly, each one of these positions was from the position. So I happened to be on a remote at Krispy Kreme, and the owner came over and said, "Why are you not working for me?" And I said, "Because I have a job." Ultimately, I believe in following your gut. And so I actually ended up working there. It was an amazing adventure. I was the Krispy Kreme lady, and I was responsible for community engagement for that brand, and was also able to kind of create new ways of engaging with the community, especially around a product that's kind of fattening and but has positive vibes around it. So didn't want to add to the negative side of you gain weight when you eat a full box of donuts, but at the same time you raise money for people by sharing something very sweet and very positive when you can kind of leverage that to help a cause. Again, a very cause oriented person. From there, I was able to meet someone in that field that led me to entrepreneurship. And I was actually functioning in a dual hatted space in that time and worked with a company in marketing and promotions. And we ended up gaining clients like Coke and State Farm and the Army and traveling and doing a lot of promotional staffing for touring events. And that's when experiential marketing was really big. So I actually we were able to grow that to a point where I was actually moved off of and spent some time doing that exclusively. So that was kind of fun. And actually, we secured a huge contract with a large government entity and was able to kind of work on a global conference, and that was kind of fun. That success actually drew someone else into my life and took me into multimedia business development, and had a ball with that, kind of traveling, learning about production. Produced a local show from soup to nuts, from concept to execution. It was awesome. Met some of my mentees in that space. I have a couple of mentees, and that's again why I wanted to share this kind of information with you. But what I'm looking to do is kind of bring you through the journey and how I was able to keep pivoting into different fields, keeping relevance and kind of staying true to my need to connect dots, right? So connecting dots between people, connecting dots between ideas, and just constantly being open to new things has been able to kind of help me not be afraid of change, to be able to be steady in chaos, which also adds value to whoever employs me at the time. So then from multimedia business development, I went on to where I currently kind of am, which is in contracting, running a large contractor with over 120 employees, and just dealing with the human resource side of that, as well as staying current and innovating ideas that will add value to this workplace. So what's really important about all of this is, number one is that, I've been adaptable. I've had a career of being able to shift with need in the economy, with need of potential clients. I enjoy the interview process. And honestly, I've been really blessed. I haven't ever looked at any period of employment as a negative, but more an opportunity to stretch myself. So I'm encouraging you to do the same. It's no matter where you are, there's always an opportunity. I do believe in being flexible. I believe in being adaptable, and I believe in staying relevant through always learning. You never know what the future is going to hold, and you got to keep your options open. So that's who I am, and why I feel like this time together could be valuable for other people. Is number one, I had a lot of different experiences with a lot of different fields, but I think I want to share that the success comes from your mindset of always being adaptable, always being flexible. And you know what I'll talk about next is, what does it mean to be an apprentice? That mindset has been considerably valuable to my success in moving through different careers. So, welcome to UMI Connections. I look forward to any feedback you have or any questions, and I thank you for taking the time to watch this video.